I think you're misreading us though, because we were feeling moments of sympathy because we're feeling for Josh Brolin's portrayal of W. But we never. You don't walk out of this film going, you know what? That George Bush is actually a nice guy. No, you walk out going, that guy's a fucking moron and he's the leader of the free world. What the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah, I never walked out saying like, oh, you know what? I do want to have a beer with him.
You know what this movie is? This movie is the Republican walk of shame. This is that moment early in the morning when you wake up from that 8-year stupor and you look into bed and you see the girl you just fucked the hell out of last night, and then you see her beard and you're just like, oh God. And it's the 2-hour slow walk to the door.
You woke up with?
The only one here who asked her to come home with him in the first place, all right? We saw her in the bar, and when she first walked in, it went, no way.
I was the one that tried to stop you before you left the bar.
You guys know what I'm talking about. I was exaggerating for the point. You may not have been there, but you have buddies that have, to where you know the walk of shame, and that's what this is.
This makes it sound like he actually woke up with Bush.
This is that movie where you just kind of look at it and go, oh God, this is the guy who ran our country for 8 years.
Now, I would have gladly woken up with Elizabeth Banks, who was playing Laura Bush in this.
Oh,
who's
yeah.
always been hot, but it's kind of funny because I just saw her doing porn, and Zack and Miri make a porno and go from that to playing, the president's wife. And I'm like, wow, yeah.
If you look at it just right, you can imagine Laura Bush actually being in a porno.
I can. I did.
I just found it funny that the woman playing Laura Bush is about as old as the Bush twins.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that is, but she did a great job though. And who was that they got to play Barbara Bush?
Oh, that was
Ellen Burstyn.
Ellen Burstyn.
They should have got a gorilla and put a wig on that. They should have got an albino gorilla, put a wig on that, because no female should be able to play that role.
Yeah, no. Leon was saying it just should have been Brian Dennehy.
You could joke about you could joke about Barbara Bush, but really Ellen Burstyn does a great job because she makes a character who has like 4 lines of dialogue in the whole film have the weight of being the mother of this guy who's just a fuck up.
Yeah, no,
and every line she delivers carries a hell of a lot of weight.
And
Barbara
I love
Bush.
it when she's telling. I mean, hey, I'm making fun of Barbara Bush, but I love it when she's like telling George Bush Jr. like, you want to be what? You want to be governor?
Governor of Texas?
You're not ready.
Are you out your goddamn mind?
I mean, she's the only real voice of reason in the film.
Well, she's always been apparently the matriarch of the Bushes and kind of somebody they're all a little scared of in real life. And just the way she looks at characters, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. She looked like she could eat you alive, literally. Yeah, she doesn't look human. Yeah. No,
her nickname was the Silver Fox. I mean, that was a double. That was kind of a double meaning thing back in the day, in that she was the gray haired, nice looking wife, but really she knew what was going on. And
fox is the wrong animal. They should have said the silver haired iguana or some shit.
Crazy as a fox, ugly as a bulldog.
But
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we have finally found a woman over the age of 30 that Corey does not want to bang.
Everybody has their limits, all right? But
we have finally found the line at which Corey will not cross. Yeah. Even I won't go that far.
Well, he would probably take a blowjob.
I mean,
what, she took her teeth out?
They cut off the lights. I don't know. I mean,
when you can make like balloon animals out of your labia, then that's really.
Man, come on now.
No, we say that, but you do have a thing for the real Barbara, for the real Laura Bush.
Oh man, I thought as a woman of her age, and for somebody of Bush's looks, yeah.
I mean, if she'll do him, fuck, she's got to do Corey.
Yeah, exactly. That's easy pickings right there.
This is the thing. Okay, the three of us, we need to get together, and you get a Bush twin, and I get a Bush twin, and he could take the mom.
That seems realistic.
I'll gladly take it.
I call Barbara.
Unfortunately, I see the way this is actually going to play out. You gotta get a Bush twin, you get a Bush twin, and I get the Silver Fox.
No, you'll get them. I'll just come over and talk to them and take them away from you.
The way this is really going to happen is we're going to be on the lawn with Secret Service guys with their knees in our backs is what's going to happen.
No, I was going to say, man, the reason why I thought this movie was more of a comedy is because, again, Oliver Stone cannot stop with the heavy-handed messages or the soundtrack are just throwing things in our faces. I mean, there are moments where Bush is doing his cowboy thing and they're playing like Robin Hood. They're playing some Robin Hood song. He's Robin Hood. He's going out and stealing from the poor. I don't know. And I don't even think it went with the movie too well anyway, but there was obviously some kind of message.
Robin Hood riding through the night.
There you go. I mean, yeah. And I'm saying there's a message here that he's trying to convey with this music. I don't need a musical cue to know what this guy's doing. I think this movie, it would have been a lot better movie had they not done that with those heavy messages and not made him so goofy in certain parts. Let the audience see how. I mean, we know this guy's a fuck up. I mean, it speaks for itself. You don't need that.
We already know all the stuff they're showing us in this film is one of the big problems. There's almost nothing in here we haven't heard about that isn't famous. I'd be more interested in seeing some of the private moments, some of the other side of George Bush. Who is this guy? What really motivates him other than the blindingly obvious
But you know
stuff?
something? He's right, though. Carlisle's right. The reason why, and you hit on the head, the reason why I felt compassion for this character is because I saw it as a character. I was not looking at this as history. I was looking at this as a movie with actors who were giving some really great performances. That movie went by so fast for me. That's a 2-hour and 9-minute movie, and it was over with before I knew it.
The problem is that you keep being pulled out of the movie every once in a while as you remember certain events and see little bits, and you're like, oh, shit, yeah, I remember when this happened. Oh, fuck, I hate this guy.
Well, no, you're right. That's the thing about it. It keeps you interested. Even though it might not follow suit like you said, it's still interesting to see them make those notes again. And you're like, yeah, I do remember when that happened. And I love I think it's even I agreed with there's a moment in the movie where it stops and it just, Oliver Stone might as well just come out and said, we went to Iraq for oil. Because there's just one moment in this movie where Dick Cheney goes through a PowerPoint presentation. And I agree with the total. I've said this for years, but it still felt a little heavy and a little too long.
Well, the other thing about this movie that was really weird is how in love is Oliver Stone with Colin Powell?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, might as well have played the national anthem every time.
Which, to be fair,
Colin Powell steps onto screen.
To be fair, they finally do as well show what really happened, where he said, "Okay, fine, I'll do what you want. I'll be the guy who goes against every instinct and everything that I know, and go ahead and do what."
And who was that? Was that Jeffrey Wright that played that? Look, there's some points in this movie when people don't look like the character, but they embody the character, and that's what Josh Brolin does. He doesn't look like Bush really that much at all, but his mannerisms and his
speech pattern.
It was like, no, that you believe that he is Bush. You forget that he doesn't look like him.
Jeffrey Wright. Of the sentence.
Yeah, exactly. No, Jeffrey Wright, on the other hand, I don't think he sounds anything like Colin Powell. Doesn't look like him, but delivers a great performance nonetheless.
Yeah, he got the spirit of who we picture Colin Powell, and definitely apparently who Oliver Stone pictures.
Yeah, no, I give this movie a matinee. I mean, it's not a strong film, especially the one that they want it to be, because I know they want this movie just to be controversial, but it's just a movie.
And I'm right there with you. I give it a matinee as well. I thought it was a good movie, but I think the main problem here is I don't know who the audience for this is, because, people who really hate Bush aren't going to find a lot of the meat that they want in there to see him destroyed. And Republicans certainly don't want to sit there and have to deal with, what they had for a president for 8 years. So, I mean, this is really a film for a very small movie-loving audience.
It's a hard sell. It really is.
It's a really hard sell.
My problems aren't like that, really. I think this is exactly what I pictured Bush like, a
bullshit.
Big dummy. No, it's not bullshit, because there's some really good performances in here. I agree with that. But ultimately, this is nothing I hadn't seen before. It's not telling me anything new, and it's just not that interesting. This is just a rental for me.
Damn.
Yeah, there's nothing really to recommend this for me. Maybe if it had come out 20 years from now, I would have gone, I forgot about all that stuff. But it's just happened, It's like, make a movie about what I did last weekend.
Or what if they had set Bush on fire at the end of the movie?
Dude, if he had turned out to be able to shoot lasers from his eyes and he was actually the Dark Lord or something, that would have been awesome.
Well, that'll be the sequel.